Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of a company worth over $35 billion that basically appeared out of nowhere? Well, that is pretty much what just happened with one of the biggest and most overlooked stock market debuts in years. Today, we're going to unpack the story of how a company went from total obscurity to a global powerhouse almost in the blink of an eye.
Okay, let's just jump right into the numbers, because they're pretty staggering. Right out of the gate, on its very first day of trading, this company, called Czechoslovak Group, or CSG for short, saw its value blast past 30 billion euros. We're talking over 35 billion US dollars. This wasn't some slow build-up, it was a straight-up financial explosion.
So how in the world did it get there so fast? Well, on day one, the stock price just skyrocketed, jumping as much as 32%. I mean, that's not just a good start, that's a massive signal of incredible, immediate demand from investors who are absolutely clamoring for a piece of this company.
And get this, the initial public offering, the IPO, raised a stunning 3.8 billion euros. To put that in perspective, that is a record-breaking amount for a defense company's stock market listing. All of this just leads to one giant question. Who is this company that can command this kind of money and attention?
Okay, let's get into it. Section 1, the rise of CSG. And trust me, what a rise it is. We're going from post-Soviet surplus sales all the way to a global defense giant.
So what do they actually do? Well, CSG is a huge player in the arms world. We're talking everything from ammunition, both large and small caliber, to heavy-duty ground vehicles and really sophisticated radar systems. By any measure you look at, they're one of the fastest-growing defense contractors on the entire planet.
The company's story is just incredible. It starts back in the 1990s, with the founder basically trading old, leftover Soviet military gear. Now, you fast forward just a few decades, and they're making these massive, multi-billion-dollar deals, like buying the American company that owns the iconic Remington brand. And all of that leads us to today's gigantic IPO.
And at the very heart of this empire is a family story. The business was passed down from father to son, and today it's led by 33-year-old Michael Strad. He's now running this global giant that his dad literally built from the scraps of the Cold War. It's wild. And just to give you a sense of scale here, to show you how big CSG has become, its market value is now bigger than CEZ, which is the largest publicly traded company in its home country, the Czech Republic. It has effectively become a new national champion, and it feels like it happened overnight.
So that brings us to our next part, a geopolitical tailwind. This all begs the question, right? Why a defense boom, and why right now? Well, the answer really lies in our shifting global landscape.
You see, CSG isn't just rising in a vacuum. Its success is directly plugged into a massive worldwide surge in military spending. As countries all over the globe rearm and beef up their defenses, companies that make the tools of war are seeing demand like never before.
An essential driver of this demand is, of course, the war in Ukraine. Ukraine is one of CSG's most important customers. That puts the company right at the heart of the conflict and the urgent global scramble for ammunition and equipment.
And you can see how this geopolitical demand translates directly to the bottom line. The company's own projections show their revenue jumping by at least €1 billion in a single year. This is the financial engine that's driving that massive valuation we saw.
And listen, this wasn't just a bunch of hype from small-time investors. The IPO order books were, and I'm quoting here, quickly covered. You had heavyweights like BlackRock and the Qatar Investment Authority putting down almost €1 billion combined before the stock even started trading. That, my friends, is a massive vote of confidence.
So, let's look at the road ahead. With billions in fresh cash from this IPO, what's the grand strategy? What comes next?
Well, the owner, Michael Strand, he couldn't have been more clear about it. He said it himself. A key reason for going public was to use the company's own stock as a kind of currency to go out and buy other companies. They are officially on the hunt.
So the plan is pretty simple, and it's twofold. First, they're going to continue their aggressive buying spree to get even bigger and expand their footprint across the globe. Second, they're going to reward their new investors, targeting a pretty generous dividend payout within the next few years. It's a classic strategy: grow the empire and then share the spoils.
And this really brings us to a crucial final thought. The rise of a company like CSG isn't just a business story, it's a geopolitical one. I mean, what does it mean for the world when a once obscure company from Central Europe can raise billions on the public market to build a global arms empire? It forces us to ask a much, much bigger question. As this new money flows into the defense industry, how is the very map of global power and influence being redrawn right before our eyes?